Okay, now that our Celery is working, we will try a little difficult task. For example, we will implement this import data feature in Celery. Okay, but I want to tell you beforehand, this video is going to be confusing if you don't concentrate well. So I request you to focus on each and everything that we are going to do in this video. Okay, and also be assured, if you don't understand anything in this video, just feel free to ask me. I am here for you to help. Okay, so with that said, let's try to understand what exactly is our requirement is. Okay, so because understanding the requirement is extremely important, and half of the work is already done the moment you know the problem statement and the final goal. All right, now before we jump into the code, let's look at what it is that we are going to build. Okay, so first thing, we have a form and it is taking a file and it is also taking the table name, and it just imports the data into the database. Okay. Now the problem statement here is, if we try to upload the large data set into this file field, then our form is taking a lot of time to populate the data or import the data. Okay. So that's why we needed a solution to run that time consuming task in the background. Okay. So for that reason, we have configured Celery so that we could handle that time consuming task in the background. Okay. Now the Celery is configured and it is working fine as well. Next step, the moment we upload the large data set into this form, instead of loading for the long time, we want to show the message to the user saying something like, your data is being uploaded, you'll be notified once it is done. Okay, so in the export data also we are going to do the same, because export data can also be a huge data set, right? So that's why you will be notified once it is done. Okay, so then once the export data or import data is finished or completed, we will just send him an email. Okay, so we'll send the email to the user that the upload or the export data or import data is completed. Okay, so that way we can save time. Okay, so all right, let's go through the code that we have written for this form. All right, so let me open this code, and first thing what is happening here is we are first triggering this view. Okay, so we are triggering this import data view. If the request is post, we are taking file path and the model name from the form. Okay, so and then we are uploading, or we are creating the database record of the uploaded file. Okay, so then once it is done, we are constructing the full path so that we can give this full path to the import data command. Okay, because this import data is accepting full file path and the model name or the table name. And then we are triggering the import data command using the call command function, and all the import data code is being run from this import data.py. Okay, so this is the whole code that we are triggering from the view using the call command function. Because we are directly triggering this import data command, it is taking a lot of time. Okay, so now this can be a task, and this task we want to give it to the Celery. Okay, so that Celery will handle this time consuming task, and we will show him this message here, somewhere here. Okay, we will show the message to the user. Message to the user. So which message we want to show? We just want to say your data is being imported and you will be notified. Okay, so now let's make this code a task. Okay, so how to make this a task? First thing, after this file path is equal to base URL plus relative path, we will note down a step, handle the task or handle the import data task here. Okay, and now we'll go to the task.py. Okay, so we already have this task.py. So inside this task.py, we have one simple Celery task. We'll create one new task. Define import data task. Import data task. Okay, so okay, I have one space here. I'll just get rid of this. Okay, now you can just say app.task. Okay, I don't think you should put any parameters over here. Just say app.task. If we need, we will look at that later. Now here we'll simply go to this view. I'll close all these unwanted tabs. All right, so this is the task now. In the try block, we'll just cut this. We'll cut this and we will put this here. Just make sure the indentation is proper. Okay, so we want to import the call command. We don't need the call command inside this views.py. We'll cut that and put it here. And then this messages. Okay, so this messages we are not going to use in this task.py. Okay, because Celery won't accept a request. Okay, for the messages to work, we need the request, right? We cannot pass a request to this import data task. So that's why we don't need this messages.success. We'll simply cut this from here. We'll handle the messages here. Okay, in the view only. And this call command is accepting file path and model name, right? So we will give that file path from here. But before that, accept exception as E. We don't need this anymore. We'll simply say, we'll raise the error. Raise E. Okay. Now, so we have this task now, import data task. Okay. Copy this import data task and import it here. From dot tasks, import data task. Now this import data task will go here. Let's trigger the, okay, so here, okay, so we don't need this one. We're not triggering the import data command here. We are triggering the import data task. Okay, so this import data task is accepting these two things, because we need to pass file path and a model name. So this file path is available inside the views, right? So first thing, file path we have here, we'll pass it here, comma. What else we need? We need the model name. So where is our model? Yeah, here it is, model name, and we'll pass here. Okay, import data task with the file path and the model name. And because this is accepting file path and model name, the task also we will accept these two parameters here. Okay, so now the warning is gone, and this is now the task. Okay, so this is the task now. And next, okay, let me go to this views. So here we can show him the error, the message, messages dot success request, comma, I will say data, your data is being imported. You will be notified once it is done. All right. So what we are doing here, I have already explained this file path and model name things. And once the code comes here, this import data task will be handled by the Celery. Okay. So in order to make this work, we have to call something like this. Okay. Delay. Import, I missed it. Okay. So I'm sorry for that. So this is how you call the task from the views. Okay. Import data task, which is the function name of the task, and a dot delay. Okay. So delay function is something that you can trigger from here, from this views.py. Okay. This is how you trigger the task. Okay. Now this is done, but we still have to handle the error. I'll show you practically why I want to handle the error. Now let's try to import the data. Okay. So I'll go to admin. I just want to make sure how many data we have. In the student table, I have 356 data. Okay. And in the employees, I have 1 million data that I uploaded earlier, right? So I'll try to upload the small data set, 356. And before that, you also need to make sure Redis and Celery is working. Okay, Celery is ready. And then Django is running. Okay, so make sure these three terminals are open. And next, what you want to do, you can just, so how many we have? 356. And we'll actually try to trigger that. student data and go to the student table import. Okay, your data is being imported. You'll be notified once it is done. So this notification means we have to configure email. Okay, so we have not yet configured the email settings. So we will take care of that once we are done with the export data as well. Okay, so maybe in this section only or the next section. Okay, yeah, so this is done, and let's refresh and see this is working or not. We have 356. It should be increased if I refresh. Okay, so 356, and there must be one problem here. The problem we can see from here, Celery. Okay, so it is saying unregistered task. That could be because we have not restarted the Celery. Let me stop the Celery worker and restart it again. Sometimes it loads from cache. That could be the reason. Let's try this. So make sure this is ready now, and let me go to my browser. Refresh. We have 356 records, and let me refresh this again. Yeah, I'm choosing this student data, and it goes to student. And okay, so now let's refresh. Okay, you can see 406, and you see succeeded. Okay, so it is showing none. That's because we are not returning anything from here. Okay, we will simply say return data imported successfully. Okay, data imported successfully. All right. Okay, so we have edited this task, and we'll stop this Celery worker and restart it again. We don't want errors anymore. Okay, so now the point is we are able to store the data into the database from the background, right? So it did not take a lot of time as well. But the thing is, if we try to put this employee data into the student data, it should give us an error, right? Let me show you whether this gives the error or not. Okay, it is still saying your data is being imported, you will be notified. But in place of this, I was expecting the error, right? Because I tried to upload employee data into the student table. So of course, we cannot receive this kind of success message, right? In this case, we want to receive the error. Okay, so once there is no error, then go ahead and import the data using Celery. Okay, so the error we can see from here. You can see CSV file does not match with the student table. Okay, so here we got the error, but here in Django we have not received any error because we are not at all handling the error in this views. Okay, so that is the reason. First, we want to handle the error. Of course, there can be multiple errors that you may want to handle in real life. It just depends on what type of project you are working on. But in this case, we will only handle one error scenario. That is, we will throw an error if the CSV header does not match with the table fields. Okay, so the right approach to do this is to first check for the potential errors before we even handle this task to the Celery. Okay, so before this code runs, we first want to check for the errors. Okay, so check for the CSV errors. Okay, if there is any error in the CSV, then we are not going to handle this task to the Celery. Okay, so at this stage only, we are going to throw the user an error saying CSV doesn't match with the table. And this code, okay, so handling this error is already done inside this command, right? Inside this command. So that's why we have to refactor the code. Okay, so I'll show you how to handle the error and how to make these things work in the import data command as well as in the views as well. Okay, so we will make this code reusable. All right, so we'll see all of that in the next video.